Hola, estrellitas. This is Sol,
And this is Luna, and we are Chillonas.
pero badass.
Hey, Sol.
Hey girl.
So today I want to talk to you about something that's been heavy on my mind, but I really want to talk about body image and what you think about it. I really want to take a deep dive into this. So I do have a question for you. This may be a little personal. Are you ready for it?
Bring it.
What's one thing that you absolutely do not like about your body?
So I had surgery when I was 12, 13 years old, and they did like a cesarean section on me. So, but the funny thing is that they didn't do it horizontally. They did it vertically. So I literally have this scar that goes like maybe an inch below my belly button all the way down to like right like onto like my pubic bone, right?
Oh my
And
gosh, I did not know that.
it's not something I share typically. But because of that scar, it looks like I have a little butt on my belly.
No, you didn't.
It's my little butt. It's funny because it's my little pouch, right? Because it's my belly, but it's also my little butt. Because then I'll just like grab it and then put it together, and it's a butt crack.
Oh my God.
So forever, I'm like, I can never wear a bikini ever in my life because I'm not comfortable with it because it looks like a butt. I literally have a butt on the back and a butt in the front.
That's what you call double cheeked up.
But I think for the longest time, I think I've always thought I've come to terms with the fact that I don't ever want to wear a bikini. I mean, who knows? Maybe in the future I'll be like, yeah, like fuck it. But as of right now, it's still something I don't think I'm. It's the one area I do not like.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I know sometimes it can be like so almost intimidating to like share what you're really insecure about. So I really appreciate you sharing your insecurity with me. Um, I
Thank you.
thank you for seeing me.
You're doing great, sweetie.
I think for me, one of my biggest insecurities or the thing that I do not like about my body would have to be my nalgas, my
Oh,
non-existent nalgas.
really?
Yes, they are definitely something that I have struggled with a lot, actually, especially into my teenage years and early college years and even up until now. Like it's definitely something that's an insecurity of mine. The trends of like the high-rise jeans, right? And like the straight jeans and how straight jeans really just make my ass non-existent. And even like the skinny jeans where they're high-rise, I have a little fupa in the front too. So I feel like sometimes I have more of a fupa than I do an ass. And it just no coordina. Like I cannot get with these crop top trends because de atrás I look like a football player. Y de adelante, like it's just no. Like that's one of my biggest insecurities. So yeah, that's definitely something that I've struggled with, something that has been really, really hard to like accept, especially like with all these growing trends of uh, what's popular right now versus what's not, what looks good on this body, what looks good on that body, and like what body type is popular.
It's funny that you talk about fupa and how it's in the front. Like we both can say of course we both say this about our own bodies, but I don't know if you've seen on TikTok. Her name I think is Naomi. Her TikTok is Naomi Hearts XO, and she like blew up. Just she's a beautiful trans, and she talks about like she'll make jokes about her fupa and how she doesn't have a butt but she's got a fupa, and it's what I mean. So I think I think it's funny because you reminded me of that. But I'm like I have to say. I admire influencers and people on Instagram, on TikTok, on any social media platform to be this confident, or at least to like be able to risk the vulnerability out into the world, knowing that it's not always going to be a positive reaction or a positive response. I think it's insane to me. People can't be this way. I think it's awesome how people have this confidence, but it also goes back to me thinking, is it the confidence? Is it the I can make jokes about myself before someone else does? I had an ex who was like that. He was totally about making jokes, right? He was super tall and he was a big guy. But the thing that he always did was he always made fun of himself whenever like we were out and about, if we were with other people, and like he would joke about himself how big he was, or oh, I can't do that. I'm too big for that. Like things like that. And his thing was I do it so that I beat them to the punch, so that they don't have anything to make fun of me on because I already did it. Like, what else do they have on me?
Oh, wow. And this was a man.
Yeah. Isn't that a
And
trip?
it really is. It's so crazy to think about because this entire time when I think of like body image and when I think of those who struggle with it, it's like I'm always thinking about like a female. I'm always thinking about a woman who struggles really hard with like her self-image, her body image, her self-esteem, her confidence that she walks out with every day. And so to think about like men going through this, it honestly opens like another door into my brain.
Seriously, though. Yeah, it was a trip sometimes because I know he was like like personally he was a funny guy, but I think once he brought in like his weight and just like pretty much putting himself down for entertainment for others, I'm like, well, at least these people online are getting paid. Shoot, I'll do if I'm getting paid, right? Like, but I guess it goes back to confidence. I think I admire a lot of people on there who like they're really confident with it. Or I'm sure like it hasn't been an easy road for them to be on.
Mhm,
Like everyone has their struggle, everyone has their story, as you and I always say. I just
mhm.
think that I wish I had this growing up. I think it's a bummer for me that at past 30 years old is where I'm finally becoming a lot more comfortable with myself. And even then, I'm still having trouble.
Yeah, I think it's something so difficult. I think especially because being unapologetically yourself is really, really, really hard. It really takes like thick skin or almost like fake it till you make it, right? So putting yourself out there and being like, okay, I don't care what people think, like setting that in your mind and walking out is owning the world and showing us that confidence that we should have. Because I, like you, agree. I see people like these influencers that, I follow and pop up on my feed that I admire for how they're just themselves. I mean, even like on TikTok, when I'm scrolling sometimes, how some women are like just trying on jeans and they're plus size. And I'm like, I literally could never. Or I'm like, I wish I had a butt so I would look a little bit more like these women. And probably to them, like, they have so many insecurities within themselves. But maybe to me, their insecurity is beautiful. For example, sometimes when I see curvier women try on jeans, I love to see like hips and curves and like them having a big old booty because that's something that I wish I had. And
Mhm.
maybe to them, that's a really big insecurity.
Right.
And like, it's sad to think that we put so many limitations on ourselves and we're like the hardest critics on ourselves because we don't realize that we have like our own beauty, tanto
Right.
como adentro como afuera. But I think this all like boils down to like what the beauty standards have been and the body standards have been for so long.
What was it like growing up for you when it came to your body image?
Oh
Did you
man.
like were you taught to be like, "Oh yeah, like love your body. It's okay to look a certain way. Like, what was it like for you growing up?
So that's so funny that you talk about it because and you asked me this question because literally, for whatever reason, I don't think that I was taught to love my body or to think about me being on the chubbier side or me having a fupa. It wasn't until maybe I got into high school that um, really all of that started kind of coming into play. So fun fact, this is TMI, but I wore sports bras until I was in about 10th grade and or camisoles with like the double layered that Costco used to sell with like the double layered
Oh yeah.
lining. Okay, so my mom only bought me those because she said that I didn't need a bra. But newsflash, woman, by the time I was in 6th grade, I needed a bra. Like I am like I'm not like super heavy chested, but I have like, I have
You
boobs.
got the girls.
I got some girls. And so, for my mom not buying me bras, I went through a lot of bullying during that period of time where
Mm.
it was, oh, these other girls have this and you have this, but we could see like your headlights being turned on. And
Oh my
so, yeah, so I
God.
was like so little and like not even worried
Ugh.
about, yes. But one thing that I can remember since ever is my older sister always telling me that she loved my legs. Always telling me that I had like some really long, beautiful legs and that I should have been a cheerleader.
To
And
show off
so,
your legs.
yeah, but then in my dad's side of the family, like me decían que tenía zanjas de pollo. So it was like, girl. So I couldn't have one without the other. So that's what
That's
it was like for
hilarious.
me, honestly. Like there was really no body positivity. There was nothing like about loving
Loving
yourself
yourself,
or
right?
even knowing what fucking bra size you were until you were in
Right.
10th grade. You're 15,
It
16
was
years
just
old.
here, wear this, and you're
Y-
just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like even my parents, they didn't really let me wear what I wanted to wear until I was like
In high
way
school.
up into my teens. Yeah, I think I was
Hmm.
like 17 when I started deciding what I wanted to wear.
I think growing up for me was difficult because my dad's mom was the type of person that I think I was 12 and she was like visiting from Mexico. And I think there was like a day that she saw that I was like changing or something. And she was like, Mija, like, ¿por qué no te pones una faja? I didn't even know what that was.
How dare you?
I was 12. Mind you, I was not a heavy set kid either. I think I was like your average, like size 12, 11-year old. Yeah, even some really tight, high underwear, like the ones that hide your
Oh,
tummy.
oh, I'm offended.
Isn't that crazy? And so that was like a thing. My grandma would say that, or like my mom's mom would be like, Oye, mija, ya estás más gorda. It was very like blunt. There was just, no sugarcoating. It was just I was either fat or needed to be wearing a girdle.
¿Y ellas qué?
Oh no, they're just fabulous because they found husbands, right?
Oh,
Anyways, I'm not hurt.
right, I'm mad.
I'm fine. A bitch have
How?
feelings though.
Period. Okay. Soy hecha de carne y hueso.
But with my mom, I think I realized this about a year ago. At the fact that I was not taught to love my body, I was taught to respect the image of my body.
Oh, that part.
I was taught that I have to look good to other people. I have to look respectable,
Presentable.
presentable. It was like don't do that because you'll look bad. It always falls back to the whole lo que dirán, qué van a pensar,
Yeah.
what will this mean for us because you're a reflection of our family. It was very that. It was just,
You brought
like
dishonor.
very Mulan. But that's like the best example. I'm laughing now, but I was really heartbroken when I figured this out because I thought, fuck, my mother taught me how to keep a very good image of myself to everyone. So to continue lying to myself, lying to everyone else on who I was, or at least to make it look like everything's good, you know? Because I'm like, yeah, if you hoeing it up, don't tell nobody. You gotta look like you is a santa.
Got it up in secrecy.
It's pretty much what that was. You know what I mean? It was just like
Por
it,
eso viene el dicho. La que es, what is it? La que es mosquita muerta. No, she's not. La más callada es la más tremenda.
yes, that one. Yeah, that was exactly how it was with my mom because I like think about it. I'm like, it was never like, no, it was like te tienes que respetar, te tienes que dar por respetar, and I'm like, what does that even mean? You know what I mean? Like
Your body is a
if
temple.
I'm with someone and they're filling me up and I'm like, ooh, yeah, that feels, I like that. It's like that's like respecting my body because I like it.
Right. Hype
But I
me
guess
up.
that was it. I was never I don't even think there was like a specific explanation to what that even meant to respect my body. You know what I mean? Like tattoos, I love tattoos. I tatted. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But it was very interesting to realize that. I think it's been a lot of things like that that I've been coming to complete realization about my past. And I think that has a lot to do with the way I look at myself because it's never, my mom was not the type to say, mira qué bonita te ves. It was, or qué chula, qué hermosa, oh, mija, qué hermosura, estás bien bonita. I, I never got those type of compliments from my mom. My dad, it was random. It was just very like, oy, qué chula, but very random. Do you know what I mean? But it wasn't like
Yeah.
very, it was not coming at all from my mom at all. I
Well,
think her response is like if for example we went looking for clothes and I would try it on or like I would try on a dress for her to like for an event, a party, whatever. And so I would come out and I'm just like and I'm over here like I'm hyping myself in my mind, right? Because we never say anything out loud. And I would like look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, wow, this is really pretty. I really like how this looks on me. And as soon as I would walk out and have my mom look at me and she would just nod her head, yeah, there's no smile. It was just like this stern, like stoic face of just nodding. And then I would like, what? Yes,
it's
what?
like, uh-huh,
And her thing was like, se mira bien. Se te mira
that's
bien.
it.
Te miras bien. Se te mira bien. It was always that response. So now I think I'm like triggered by it now because whenever my husband's like, oh, se mira bien, I'm like, no, 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 no. I need you to change
I
the
need to go
wording.
back and change.
I cannot have that response.
That's so
But
crazy.
that was always my mom's response. It was, te miras bien. Oh, está bien. Ahora trátate el otro. It was just bien. It looks good. That's it. It
Okay,
was, you know,
ese,
and I would walk back in there like, great. It looks good.
great, it's mediocre. Try again.
I'm a failure, even how I look.
That's so crazy to think about because I'm kind of thinking about like growing up and trying on clothes as you said and yeah, I don't think I ever really got complimented by my parents at all. It was never
That's a
N
bummer.
yeah, it was never like "Te miras bien" or "Qué bonita," nothing like that
Hmm.
until very recently, my friend, until about maybe last year. Yeah, where my mom started calling me beautiful and saying that I look so pretty, and then my uncle, my
Like you
mom's
moved
brother
out?
yeah, and then my mom's brother as well saying, he was like, "Oh, you know," he calls me my family nickname, and he's like, "You're so beautiful, you know that?" And I literally looked at him, I was like, "You're only saying that because I look like your side of me." And he started cracking up. He's like, "You're a little shit." And my
That's
dad
funny.
too. My dad until very recently, I think like last June, we were at a quinceañera, and he was like, "Mira nomás, mija, qué hermosa está." And it was like me
Wow.
throwing up inside because I was like, How dare you?
How fucking dare you to say these things to
Try
me?
again. No soy tu hija, soy hija de mi madre.
You had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that I think about it, we have a group on Snapchat, and sometimes like I'll send her pictures that I took with an aunt or with an uncle, or if my sister comes to visit, we'll like take a selfie together and I'll send it to her. And she'll just be like, "Oh, qué chulas. Ay, qué bonitas." And I'm like, "What the hell? Who are you
Where
talking
is this
to?"
coming from?
And
¿A
it's
ti
like,
te
"No me
pasaba que te ponías like red lipstick or a colored lipstick y te decían que ese era para putas y no para...
you know what I used to
Great, because I did.
I used to do like glitter gold or glitter blue eyeliner, and my mom would let me wear this shit out. Like, dude,
Baby.
I was like 11, 12, and she would legit
What?
let me
No
walk out.
way.
She would legit let me walk out with that. Like, but you to be told, really?
Te digo,
Wow.
una vez me pinté las uñas.
Uh-huh.
I started painting my
What
nails
color?
last year of high school, red. And I was told that never again am I allowed to wear red nail polish and red lipstick.
You
Literally got it taken away that day, and I was 18 already.
shut up.
I'm serious. No me dejaban que me pintara.
Oh my god.
Hmm. So,
Wow.
yeah, there's that.
This is you were considered a puta at 18.
Yeah, yeah, definitely totally was
Wow,
for
I
the
love
color of
that
my
for
nail
you.
polish.
I love that for you.
Corazón, soy tal calmada ya.
You got it all out of your system.
I
Great
sure
job.
did,
Yeah.
according to my parents.
Puta vida's life.
Hey, la que no es puta no disfruta.
Period. Oh my god, we were just in the best of relationships with our families.
Man, so now that we've kind of like been talking about like the way that we've grown up and things like that, I really wanted to touch base on thin culture. I wanted to know what you think about it.
The hell is thin culture?
So, thin culture is making its comeback,
Oh my
and it
god.
started kind of like with the low-rise skinny jeans, and now we're starting to see more celebrities and more models kind of like take on this like skinny, like very, very almost unhealthy skinny. We've seen celebrities like Ariana Grande, we've seen the Kardashians, of course. Um, and honestly, like they just look so thin. The
This is like
Kardashians,
Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, Simple Life thin.
yes, like super,
Oh
super
my
freaking
god.
thin.
I'm literally looking this up. This is insane.
Yes, so it's rumored that some of the Kardashians have actually gotten some of their like implants and stuff removed or their fillers. Um, it's like trending now, and it's like there's topics like the BBL is out and the skinny is in. And so like you're seeing these people that are celebrities that get paid to have an image now, right? Because they're influencers being like super freaking skinny. And
That's
it
insane.
almost looks sickly.
There's an article, now that I found it, it says goodbye bye BBLs. What is it? Heroin chic is in?
Yes, like what?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Since when are you a heroine for being fucking skinny? It literally baffles my mind because it's like, for a while we were seeing, and I feel like our culture like really did, even like our social media really did like a uplift on body positivity, image positivity, like all of that. Like we were really focusing on like bringing out our insecurities and being a little bit more confident with ourselves. And I feel like as soon as like we reach the peak of that, it fucking all comes tumbling down. And now we're looking at bitches in literally like low-rise skinny jeans being the skinniest they've ever freaking been, probably on water and juice diets. And it's insane to me
That's
that
terrible.
this is making a comeback. Like it really deeply saddens me because a lot of why this is so detrimental and a lot of why we have so many young girls who grew up thinking that skinny was the way to be and like skinny is quote unquote healthy. Like it's so bad for our mental health. And I don't know, like what do you think about this? I feel like I'm like talking, but I really need your input.
Mind you, thin culture that you're speaking of was what I grew up in high school.
Yes, exactly.
So to me, it's just so okay, growing up, I wasn't a big kid, but as soon as period came in, good old comadre, obviously my body changed and I had a lot more development. So I was a little more heavy set in the booty area and in the chest area. So of course plus I've always had my baby pouch. Mind you, 13 I had that surgery, right? I was not able to do that look of the low-rise jeans. I
Yeah.
think it just makes me think
The
about
models
how,
back
like,
then,
they made it so hard to, like,
Tyra
love yourself.
Banks.
Yes, to love yourself for being bigger. It's so sad to think that this is going backwards. I think we have enough issues going on and struggles. Our bodies aren't trends. Like, everyone's different shapes and sizes, and we need to learn to accept that. If I was busy worrying about my weight all the time, I would never rest. I would never rest whatsoever because my time would fly by right past me because all I keep thinking is I need to be thinner, I need to be smaller. Like no, no I don't need to be smaller. I need to be loving myself. I had plenty of people, just what you and I just talked about. We had plenty of people talking down to us. Bratz dolls. Do you remember those?
Oh my
They
gosh.
they were all about the high crop tops before they were even in.
Yes, and the low-rise
The
jeans, and they
low-rise
had
jeans.
abs
Mhm.
and a huge curvy badonkadonk.
Uh-huh. They were legit but they were still considered thin because they gave that style too. It was part of that style of, the jeans and then like the little t-shirts with like the what's it called? That little monkey figure, the
Oh,
cartoon. What
I
was
know
the
who you're
name of that
talking
one? I don't
about.
remember it's like it's like at the tip of my tongue.
Something Paul.
Something like that. Yes. I'm sure someone will know about this, but yes, then you
Mhm.
had all these celebs and models looking like they were starving to death. So what was happening a lot during that time? It was the peak of anorexia and
Oh my
bulimia.
gosh, yes. Exactly. This is when eating disorders started coming
Yes.
out and people
Thank you.
started learning about them. And you know what's so crazy? It's like when I saw this coming back, I was like, not a fucking again. Like, not again. Because I remember like being so young and thinking like that type of thin was beautiful. Like honestly, you couldn't tell me otherwise. And then with this trend, like growing up, you also get things like body dysmorphia. Like you said, these eating disorders come out and like we're not taught to love ourselves in general or love our bodies in general,
Right.
especially when you come from a first generation household. Like
Mhm.
that's not even something that's on the list of things that you need to learn in order to get you through life.
Right. For me, it was like I couldn't be fat and I couldn't be dark.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. The fucking tale of it all. You couldn't be fat and you as a woman like you could never eat and like you had to be in the kitchen or doing something productive for the males. I really wanted to touch on something that you said earlier that was like our bodies are not trends. Like literally they are not. Our bodies are our bodies and sometimes we take them for granted. Sometimes we get up and go. I'm not going to say sometimes, fuck, for me, I'm going to say every day. I get up and go. Literally, like, get up out of bed, take a shower, brush my teeth, get ready. And I'm like expecting my body to be at 100. But when am I taking the time out to actually truly appreciate my body for everything that it does?
Mhm.
Being my heaviest I've ever been in my life. Like, honestly, I'm to the point where I'm like, I need to give myself a little more fucking grace
Are you telling
because
yourself now? Because this is amazing that you're saying this because
yes,
can you say that you've given yourself like have you cut yourself some slack?
honestly, no. And it's like it's been something that's been in the back of my mind because I literally say it all the time. We as a generation, like growing up where we're growing up in America, we're almost seen as like we have to be doing something in order for us to be productive. But we also don't realize that taking breaks is okay. And
Mhm.
like appreciating your body and listening to your body is okay.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yes.
I'm supposed to get up and do stretches because my back cannot do what it used to do at the age of 22, 23.
Mhm.
And I don't. I'm us expecting our bodies to do these things is not the answer.
Right.
But
It's not the reality
mhm.
of our situation.
It goes back to just how everyone's body is different. Everybody has different shapes and sizes, and it's a matter of realizing that this is okay. This is totally fine. This is something you don't need to talk about. Non existent. And it's irrelevant.
Exactly. It totally is. And honestly, like I'm tired of giving this trend so much power. So I really want to focus on, who are those people out there in social media, in the influencer world that are actually giving us that positive light, that are shining a bright light into body positivity and body positive image. Like who is somebody for you that like you can say that really embraces who they are and like helps others embrace who
There's
they are.
there's so many, but I think the one that I'm gonna tell you that is like has been my number one right now, only because she is so freaking down to earth. It's Reinísima on Instagram. I know she has a TikTok and the whole shit, but that's what her name is, Reinísima on Instagram. I found her on TikTok and I had to follow her on Instagram because she is incredible. She is another badass herself. She is all about like yoga and like movement with her body. And
Okay.
she's all about body positivity too though. Like her thing is she's not doing yoga and exercising to lose weight. She's doing it because it feels good and it's good for her body. And she appreciates her body so much. She has oh my respects for her on how confident she is to be able to record. Like she does content like of her changing where she starts off in her chonies.
Oh my gosh. And she's
Mhm.
giving it for free. No, I'm just kidding.
She's so cute. Like she'll literally start a video and it's just her chonies and her bralette and she's talking about like what she's planning for the day. So she's pretty much doing like a get ready with me,
That's
you know?
so awesome. I love content like that. I honestly do. I feel like one, it's motivating, and two, it
Mhm.
like gives you a glimpse into real fucking people.
She's legit that type. She's very down to earth. She's so transparent. I love watching her content.
I'm honestly really happy. I'm happy that you put me on because I'm about to like do a deep dive into her little her little
Creep into her
socials.
little Instagram. Yeah.
Hmm. Yes, there's also somebody that I really, really like. Um, it's so funny because I found her through a previous coworker who also like she pushes a lot for body positivity, but like she's from a completely different country. But she's called La Fat Shonista, and her real name is like
Oh.
Priscila Arias, and she's honestly so amazing. She does content based off of what makeup trends are would look nice with what shape face. She also does like what different styles of dresses look like on different styles of bodies, what looks good with what body. She is a plus size woman and she speaks Spanish. Most of her content is in Spanish, and I truly love her. Like, she just has so much light and joy that she brings into her content that I truly, truly do love.
I'm glad you brought her up because I am definitely gonna be following her now.
And obviously, like there's so many more influencers. You mentioned Naomi Hart's XO earlier, and
Mhm.
there's other people that we definitely follow that really do promote body positivity. There's even models out there. I know you mentioned, what's her name?
Ashley Graham.
Ashley Graham. She's beautiful, beautiful plus size model. Tess Holiday, gotta give it out to
Hey.
her, freaking putting curvy girls on the map.
I think that's what we need to focus more on, just like socially, because fuck the beauty standards, as Tess Holiday would say. Like,
Honestly.
come up with your own. I think that's something that's really hard. It's really hard to do, but it's definitely doable. I mean, you and I, would you say you're in a better place with like accepting and loving your body?
Look, some days I'm gonna be so honest. Some days are better than others. I'm being honest here.
Right.
Is there a lot more that I can do for myself to make myself feel better? There truly is. Like there's days where maybe I should get up an extra 10 minutes earlier so I can actually like put on some mascara and do my eyebrows and feel a little bit better about myself. Actually pick an outfit that I really like or that I feel like I've put a little bit more effort into or do my hair. Or even take myself on a walk like Renisima does. She does movement because it makes her feel good.
Mhm.
And I do think that these are things that I should start doing for myself. So I really would like to focus on doing something like that. And like I said, some days are better than others because I see every day is a new day.
It's a new fresh start.
Yes, it's a fresh start. And so I I really want to though like encourage myself and like our estrellitas to also get up and do something for yourself that makes you feel good, that makes you look at yourself in a more positive light. And like just like you asked me, like what's something for you? Is there something that or like a different shift in the way that you view yourself?
I need to give myself a little more attention. I
Okay.
think I'm not so I think I'm like you. There's some days that I'm like, "Oh, I'm not happy with my body." There's days that I'm like, "This feels comfortable." You know, I could wear a t-shirt, I can wear leggings, jeans, and I'm just like, "This feels comfortable. My body feels good in it. I'm gonna wear this," you know?
Mhm.
And then I just touch up on the makeup. But there's other days that I'm like, "I can't fit in this. Why, you know?" But I've come to a better method of handling those situations where I'm like, "I don't fit in this. It's that means its time with me is done." And so I donate it.
Yes, I'm like clapping and bowing down to you because yes, clothes are not made for us to fit in it, right?
People are made to fit into clothes. Clothes are made to be fit to people.
Yes, exactly. You just said what I've been trying to say.
But I understood. I just get I part ways. It's hard because I get so attached to clothes, and I'll be like, I could wear this again, but I'm like, maybe it's the hoarding that I've inherited from
Honestly,
family,
honestly, the
keeping
hoarding is
shit
bad.
forever. I'm like, for what? For what?
But I agree with you. I do think that like that's something that's so good. It's like, you know what? If it doesn't fit me anymore, its time with me has passed. It's time that I let it go. Do I save one pair of like the skinniest jeans that I ever wore in my life that actually fit? Yes, I do. I will say that I do save them because I want to look back and be like, I used to fit into these, but they don't even go up halfway to one of my thighs now. So, you know, it is what it is. Um, they were a pair of jeans that I truly enjoyed back in my day. But you know, it's time to like start focusing on what we actually like on our bodies and what we're comfortable in because I think that's what it's all about. It's being comfortable so you can be confident.
What body part are you comfortable and happy with on your body?
You know what's funny? We talked about it earlier, my legs.
Oh, your legs. You do have sexy
Yes.
legs.
Oh, thank
I've
you.
seen them.
They're not something I show off very much, but when I do,
They're lovely, darling.
thank you. What's something for you?
I think it has to be um actually my butt and my thighs.
Period. We love those. We love her
My
butt and her
rear.
thighs. We love
My
her rear end. You know, it's something that I truly love on you. Like, just I think it's like so
job.
beautiful and
Tell
like
me.
very sexy.
Tell me.
Your ¿cómo se dice? Like your I don't want to mispronounce it. Forgive me a second, bitch. What? En español.
No, mija, pues ya con eso.
Your
Whenever you,
décolletage, that's what it's called. It's
oh, my
basically like,
decolletage.
yes, your chest basically, like your collarbones, your
Really?
chest, your shoulders. Yes, I think you have a very beautiful that. Eso.
Very that. You know what's funny? I love your jaw.
Oh, thank you very much, my double chin.
Shut up. You cannot flip my compliment into an insult.
It's okay. I'm going to accept it.
I love your jaw. I think it's so pretty. It's so
Thank you.
precise. It's gorgeously chiseled.
Thank
Like
you so
people would
much.
pay money for what you got.
Oh, thank you. Love you. We have to give ourselves a little more grace.
Period.
Period. So with that being said, estrellitas, I really want to say thank you for listening. Continue shining your light and let your stories be heard.
And give us a follow, subscribe, do
All
all
that
the
good
good work.
stuff. All that. Share.
Bye.
Bye, estrellitas.